Hello, today is my birthday, and as a gift to myself, I thought I would send a message out to some significant people in my life. First, I would like to just pause a moment and say thank you for being you and for being part of my life in some significant way along the way. Know that I appreciate you. I think this is about take 4 or 5 of this video, so I hope I get it right this time because it's humid out here. It just rained, my hair is frizzing, and the no-see-ums are driving me crazy. At any rate, as a gift to myself, I wanted to share what I've been up to lately and where I hope to be heading this next year. So if you can give me about 7 minutes and approximately 16 seconds of your time, I'd appreciate it. As a quick recap, since 2015, I divorced, I moved to the coast, and I experienced a freak accident that required 1.5 years of dental reconstruction. And I grieved 4 significant losses in 14 months. That difficult period seems so long ago now, yet at the same time, it seems like it just happened yesterday. But through it, I managed to launch my Momentous Living website and my book. And I tried to relaunch a midlife me while also learning how to provide parenting support to now young adult sons, each experiencing his own unique season. I posted some decent blogs during this time and taught an embodiment memoir class several times and hosted an event just as COVID unleashed itself that showcased my students' beautiful, funny, and powerful stories. And then last year, 2020, I remarried my former husband, but that's a story maybe for a later time. Just know that we sold our Winter Springs house and we downsized significantly and remodeled our smaller home in Edgewater while somehow remaining married through the merging of very different decorating taste. And while we were still adjusting to remarriage, we celebrated our oldest son's marriage in October of last year and our youngest son's college graduation this past April, both highlights of a lifetime. And finally, I can't leave out Toastmasters from last year, an international public speaking and leadership organization in which I am heavily involved. I hope to earn its highest honor of Distinguished Toastmaster in 2022 and continue to volunteer my time to support others in speaking their voices. So like with you, the past years have been full, but speaking of full, this year, as life has calmed down a bit, I am back to Momentous Living full time. As overwhelming and invigorating as it always seems to be, I still am choosing this entrepreneurial path because I believe it is of great significance, especially in its bearing on the future. Momentous Living has provided space for me to write and speak from within, a place for finding my rhythm, and in this process, hopefully empowering others to find theirs too. Sometimes in the heaviness of my life the past few years, I have asked, really, you, a writer, a speaker? And then in the beauty of life, I have answered, yes, you. Throughout this ebbing and flowing, one thing I have come to understand about myself is this: to breathe. I must write, I must speak. Even if it's a mere spewing of imperfect words, the process of finding these very words always presents an opportunity for me to be open to what they might offer. As my time, heart, and headspace have opened, I have grown even closer to Momentous Living's message of shaping a better world through a better self. It is my belief that regardless of what goes on in our world, it is our responsibility to give life our best and to let go of what is beyond our control. To look to ourselves and ask, how can I be a better person, and how can I better contribute to my own health, to my family, and to my community? And I don't mean better as in I'm never good enough or that I always need to be or do more. I think Father Richard Rohr best describes my use of the word better as this: the best criticism of the bad is the practice of the better. If we all focused more on transforming our own selves, we would not have time and energy for noise and nonsense beyond ourselves. This is not to say that we become passive bystanders of our world, but it is to say that we engage with more poise and purpose. This is the momentous living mindset. So I am excited to share on this day, my birthday, some momentous plans for this next year, including number 1, launching on November 14th, my premier embodiment magazine, an anthology of my students' writings triggered from one-word body prompts. I'm so excited about this. That's happening on November 14th. Number 2, I will be offering more embodiment memoir writing classes starting after the holidays. Number 3, I'll be offering writing services that focus on human interests and public awareness stories. Number 4, I will be more intentional with my blog and my website. And number 5, I have 3 scary big speaking goals for next year that I'm not quite ready to share, but just know I'm working on those as well. So that's what I have been up to and aim to be up to this next year. I would love for you to travel with me through my 57th year by engaging with my weekly newsletter and blog, which will also keep you updated on my upcoming happenings and services. I would also appreciate it if you could forward any of my news to your circles whom you think would benefit from my Momentous Living message and or offerings. I am no longer on any social media except LinkedIn, so I really value word of mouth marketing. My forward movement the past few years has definitely been a process, so expect to sometimes witness imperfect steps, but steps nonetheless. I have learned that if I wait for life to fall perfectly into place, then I'll never start living. The last few years have definitely validated this. And finally, I thought you might want to know that my upcoming blog posts will showcase farmers in Montana, Michigan, and Missouri whom I had the pleasure of hanging out with in combines and tractors and really big trucks. I am so excited about this series of stories about the people who grow our food as we head into Thanksgiving. There's so much I can say about this, but you'll just have to wait and read about it throughout November. You'll receive a notice of my first story next week, starting in Montana. Take good care of you, because self-care is not selfish, but rather a beautiful gift to yourself and to all of those around you. And feel free to drop me a line or maybe even a video. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening to me today on my birthday. I really appreciate it. And just remember, better self, better world.